Hey everyone, I'm back and I'm here to share with you the top 5 of my favorite albums that I actually own. Now before we get started, I want to go ahead and say that I by no means think I have like amazing taste in music, and I know that my taste in music is actually pretty random. And one last thing, I actually do know that I share a lot of the same taste in music as my best friend's little cousin who's like 13. So take that with a grain of salt. Here we go. So the first record I'm going to talk to you about is called 25 number one hits from 25 years. Now this album is good. It's a 2-record set that has so many hits. I mean, obviously it says by the name, they're all number one songs. So I'll just go down the list and say a few of the songs on here. A lot of these songs are like my exact taste in music. I love Motown music. Like, that is my jam. I love Motown music. Whenever I listen to Motown music, I get shit done. Like, whenever I put on Motown music, I can write a resume. Whenever I put on Motown music, I can clean my house. So like, I can do laundry. I can do all the stuff that I maybe don't necessarily want to do. This album has songs from the Supremes, the Temptations, the Four Tops, Marvin Gaye, Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder. I mean, yeah, these are good songs. The first song is Please Mr. Postman, which I love that song. Please Mr. Postman, look and see what's in the mail. Is there a letter for me? Anyway, this might be a controversial record that I own that maybe people don't necessarily think it's good, but I think it's good. My boyfriend bought this record for me when he was in Texas. He knew I had been looking for it everywhere, and he found it, he bought it, and he told me that it was in a stack of records such as Slayer and a bunch of other metal records. So anyway, the record that he got me that is now one of my top 5 favorite records that I own is Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Now, I mean, this record has so many hits too. I mean, like, this record was mostly all hits. Like, every single that she put out was like a hit. But of course, my top 1 song in this record is Firework. Like, who can't listen to Firework and be like super pumped and feel like you can do anything? In fact, Firework is like my New Year's resolution song because I'm a firework. So the next album I want to share with you guys is by arguably one of the top girl groups of all time, and I got this record for $6.99, and it's basically every single one of their songs, and I'm super pumped about it. It is Diana Ross and the Supremes, and it's their Anthology. I mean, there's so many hits. So many hits. Where Did Our Love Go? Back in My Arms Again. Baby Love. See, Keep Me Hanging On. Reflections. Love Child. You Send Me. I'm Gonna Make You Love Me. Someday We'll Be Together. I love this record. So the next record that I'm going to talk about means so much to me. I never knew about Paul Simon until about 6 years ago when I first moved to Chicago, and my best friend just like was obsessed with him, and I didn't know how amazing Paul Simon was like for so much of my life. It was just pretty sad. But when I did figure out who Paul Simon was, my life changed forever, and I now own the Paul Simon Greatest Hits album. And I just love it so much. The first song on this album is Slip Sliding Away, which that song just kills me. It's so good. It's so good. It almost like makes me cry because it's so good, and it's such a sad like song, and I just love Paul Simon so much. This album also has So Crazy After All These Years, Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, Kodachrome, which was in the movie Coneheads, which is one of my favorite movies, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Oh, that song kills. Mother and Child Reunion, I love it. And Loves Me Like a Rock, and it's just all the songs, all the good songs are on this record. I also got it at Reckless Records. I mentioned this before, but all the records that I'm talking about I purchased at Reckless Records, with the exception of the Katy Perry record, which my boyfriend did buy for me at a record store in Texas, in Austin, Texas. I'm not sure which one, but I'll ask him and maybe I'll link it down below. So the last record I'm going to talk about, my #1 record of 2013, I have to say, the one that I've been listening to the most, to be honest. It's just in a constant rotation because it's just so good. It's short and it's sweet, and it's Lorde's Pure Heroine. This album only has 10 songs, but every single song is just good. So good. I know you've all heard Royals, which is like everyone knows that song. Even my mom knows that song. Like even my grandma knows that song. That song has been played out on the radio. But when it comes up in the record, it's so good because this song just so flows so nicely. It's just a record that you can listen to like from start to finish. It's short and it's sweet and it's just an awesome record. I highly recommend it. Lorde is pretty cool. I think she's cool. She's 16 or 17 from New Zealand. Like I said, I don't know much about music, but I do know that I like to listen to this record. I like to get down to it. There are some good songs to get down to. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this random little video. I was about to go down a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills K-hole, and I saw a commercial for something called the Bacon Cup, and I knew I just had to stop it right there. So I got the inspiration to talk about these records. I don't have that many, so it was pretty easy to narrow it down to 5. I maybe have like 10. So yeah, if you enjoyed this random little video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and be sure to look out for more from me. Bye guys!